we look at our security objectives, we have to look at the confidentiality, the integrity, and availability of this kind of publicly available information. Confidentiality. That means how much of the system do we want to hide? And would it hurt us to put this information out there? Well, no, because it's publicly available system. So actually, the security objective confidentiality is actually not applicable because we're not hiding any of this kind of information because it's public. Integrity. Let's say that someone was to fat finger some of the information so that there are some misspellings, or even worse, let's say that the data actually got corrupt. Well, that's going to affect the integrity of our system. Now, is that going to impact our organization? Well, yeah, it does affect our organization if they can't read the publicly available information that we're trying to disseminate. What kind of impact though? And it's publicly available, and let's say we have a backup system. So the impact to our organization is actually low. Availability. Of course we want our information to be disseminated and available to our customers and to everyone in the world. But what's the impact if you can't access that data? Let's say that there's a denial of service attack, or even worse, there's a cataclysmic disaster and we lose the server entirely and nobody can get to it. That's not our main business, so it's just disseminating information. So the impact of our organization is low. So the overall security categorization of our system is low. So that's how you determine how a system is low, moderate, or high. We said that there's not just one type of data on there, public, but there's also administrative data on that web server. Somebody has to actually administer this web server, right? So we need a webmaster to go in the back end and maybe put the graphics in there and actually put the data in there. Maybe he blogs a little bit. Maybe we have people that can log in and use their username, password to go ahead and put their resume out there or something like that. So there's no information that's gonna be damaging if it got out to the wrong people. But if somebody got it, disseminated that information, and then they can get into our web server and we lost the web server, would that harm us? Well, yeah, it would. However, it's a low impact to our organization because we already established it. If we lose this web server, it's a low impact. We have another one we can stand up. We can remove all of those username and passwords and start from scratch. So the administrative information type is still low. And then it's the same thing with integrity, and it's the same thing with availability. We do want it to have a level of integrity so that you can still use your password, because if the password username gets corrupt, of course, you can't log in there. Let's contrast that with a system that's more important. We have a system that has SATCOM. It has satellite information that's taking information from all over the world, and it's telling all of these secret locations that we have, and it's pinpointing all of our agents all over the world. The data on this system is actually going to be confidential because we don't want that getting into the hands of the wrong people. It could be damaging, maybe not even our whole organization, but to the people that it's going to tell where their locations are. Maybe they'll get them killed. So you're talking about the confidentiality on a system like that is high. So that automatically makes everything else on the overall system high. Maybe you don't care so much about the information getting corrupt, so maybe that's low. The availability, maybe that's also low, but the whole overall system, the highest watermark is going to be high.